All right, you guys. Well, first of all, I want to wish you a happy New Year's. So we got a lot to cover in this video, so make sure that you're paying attention to everything that I'm going to be covering. I'm going to be covering historical data. I'm also going to be covering news events coming up this week, and then we're going to go over the charts so you guys can kind of see what's going to be playing out for this coming week, in my personal opinion. Okay, now. First of all, let me go over the numbers. Realistically, guys, on the thumbnail, I did put a certain number of pips for the copycat, and I think it was 20-some thousand, whatever it was. It should have been a lot more than that. It should have been around 40,000. And you'll see why right here, because when we first launched in January, the copycat service, which is in this category right here, you see we had major wins, 62 wins, only 4 losses, 50 wins, only 8 losses, 54 wins, and so forth and so forth. This month I took off personally in June for a summer vacation. But what happened here, and you'll see the difference from here to here, a lot of people said, okay, we see that you win in a lot of trades, but we want another pip count instead of your wins and losses. So that's why on the second half of the year, after I came back from that vacation in June, what we started doing is we strictly started counting just the pips, not the wins and losses for the copycat. And so you can see that we had 1,300, just basically about 1,400 pips here, almost 2,000 pips here in the month, almost 2,000 pips again. We went over 2,000 pips here. And in the last month of December, we went over 3,000 pips. And that's just how we counted it for the second half of the week. But prior to that, 50 wins, 8 losses, 54 wins, 14 losses, and so forth, so forth. In addition to that, you can also see these are the numbers for the live sessions with Miss Jenny, where we do twice a week, where we do live trades with you guys, where you're literally in class live attending, and she's calling out trades. And so you can see in January, we did over 9,600 pips, 21,000 pips in the month of February, 25,000 pips in the month of March, and so forth and so forth. April, 16,000 pips. Let me move my head out the way. May, 31,000 pips. And again, I didn't keep track of that. That's on me because I took off for the month of June. And then coming back, 54,000 pips for the month of July. August was 81,000 pips. September was 36,000. October was 15,000. November was 16,000. December was 19,000. As you can see, we did not even have any losing months. Okay, no losing months. Okay, at all. So we know we were making people some really good pips. Those who stay, who was hung tight. What people do is they get all anxious if you lose a trade here and there. They lose. They just all over the place. And you can't do that if you're going to be a trader. You're going to have days where you lose. But this is why we count at the end of the week and then at the end of the month. And this is why on the reports you see month over month, year over year in financial records. They never count day to day, trade by trade, because it gives you a false report. But when you look at the monthly totals and you look back and say, okay, here's what we did for the month, it gives you a much clearer picture of what you have really actually done in the markets. And a lot of you guys are quitting way too soon. Every little trade you quit way too soon. So congrats to those who hung tight. Now here's another part of the report that I want to share with you. 37 wins, no losses in the month of February. 16 wins, no losses. 26 wins, 4 losses. This is our signal service. Now this service, the reason why I did not include it in the thumbnail is because this service is the one that's going away. Why? Because we discovered that some people had signed up for a service, and then what they did was they created their own paid signals groups and were taking our signals and then charging other people for it. So all of these will still be trades sent out to you guys, but it will be done through the copycat service. Okay, so if you want to be receiving these trades still, just join our copycat service, the Forex Copycat, and you'll still be getting these trades. But the good news is, instead of you receive them as a signal and then you have to hopefully not miss them, you're actually just going to be copied on the trades themselves. So this completely hands-free. Okay, so that's one thing there. Let's go ahead and get into, before we get into the charts, let me cover something else. The news events coming up for this week that's going to be bothering me is the Euro's coming out with their inflation and CPI numbers on Tuesday. Feds are coming out with the Fed minutes, which is having to do with potential interest rates increase or decrease, depending on what they say. And then you got the ADP job reports, which is always coming out a few days ahead of the big kahuna, which is on Friday. And if you are a new trader, I strongly suggest do not trade on Friday, at least early on, until after the NFP news report, because NFP is non-farm. That's what it represents. It says non-farm payroll. That means anybody who doesn't work on a farm, that's you, okay, wherever you're working at. So they're counting the jobs to see how well they've been doing that. And this report will be coming out on Friday. Okay, so I'll just put Friday right there. So that's coming out on Friday, approximately around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. After that, the market's probably going to have some fireworks, and then it calms down and go from there. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to get into the charts for what I'm seeing for the coming. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to reduce my head, make myself smaller so you guys can see the full chart. So we'll start with AUD and ZD, and I'm on the 4-hour chart, and then on the 1-hour charts is what I'll look at for a bigger picture of what's going on. So from the 4-hour perspective, you can see that it is in the uptrend currently, but it's shooting in between. This thing, I really don't see anything that's worth my interest. Okay. It had a big shoot down. I do believe it's going to retrace back up and make a retrace. So that's what I would be looking at on that one. And of course, you got the ocean wave, which if you switch over to the ocean wave, you begin to see different things that you should be seeing, which is where's the real trend. And so as you can see right here on Ocean Wave, it's telling us a story already. It's telling us that this is still in a semi-uptrend, but so if it was me, I see that it's pulling back to the main wave, so it will probably proceed back up or do a pullback at least. That's what I assume is going to happen. But again, what happens is over the weekend, there's still movement, even though your broker closed down your account. There's still movement, so we have to wait and see when the market settles. This is why it's kind of difficult to project things, because by the time we actually get to our charts, what basically happens is that the market is still already moved over the weekend from where we projected things to be. So this is why it's better for you to come to class on Wednesday, where you can ask questions. We can look at the charts live together, and you can go from there and really do a real analysis versus this, hopefully it plays out this way, but we don't know, because there's these gaps that happen. And I think they talk about fair value gaps and all these different things, but there's gaps in the market because what happens is, yes, your broker closed down on Friday, but it was still moving over the weekend. Money never stops moving around the world. Okay. So anyway, let's keep going. So this one here, if I'm looking at it from the 4-hour perspective, again, I don't really see anything. You can see it's just really just moving kind of choppy and sloppy. Okay, so nothing there. Here is where I'm holding this position right here on my personal portfolio, because I think it's at the bottom. And so I had put some buy trades in, and I'm just going to continue to hold these things, and we'll see what happens. Okay, but I really see right here where there was a low, and then here's what you see with the support system right here. To Sexy Analyst, by the way, for those who don't have it, I strongly suggest you get it. It does everything you need. Your supply and demand zones, which you see, I have these little colors with support for my supply and demand zones, them the blue. So when the price action was here and the arrow came up for the 1 hour, that's telling me there's a buy. Okay, so basically for the first one, you can see right here when there was a boop, boop, double bottom, I took a trade right here and I held on to it. And so that one is up 22 pips. And then when I seen it on the higher time frame, on the 1 hour, you can see it went up, did a pullback, and it sat right here on a low. But this low is higher. You can see the white dots right here, which creates a higher low. So the theory is, if it's creating a higher low, that means that this potentially is going to be a new uptrend. We'll see how this plays out, but hopefully it will. And it'll break through this resistance and hit buy, take profit. Okay. I did send these trades out on last week, but the market really was in holiday mode. So, the liquidity is probably going to be back in the market starting this week. But on last week, I sent them out, and it's like the trades really didn't even move anywhere for the whole day. So I just closed them out on you guys in, because I don't like, holding trades that may or may not work out over the weekend. If it's not going to work out, I'd rather be on my personal portfolio, not yours, just to protect your equity. All right. So anyway, here's another one. This one where there was, look at that, nice trade, nice, 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 very nice. Okay. But again, if we look at this from the Ocean Wave, and that is the AUD Swiss, let's take a look at that. And AUD Swiss is saying that it's still on an uptrend. So I suggest that we just stick with what it's saying. It looks like it retested this main wave, and it may pop back up and do a retrace. So that's what I'm looking at for that one. And the same thing with this one. This is an uptrend. It could stop and pop back up. So keep an eye on this for the Ocean Wave as well. Okay. Now this did break through on the 30-minute. Let's go to the 1 hour. And there it is. On the 1 hour, you can see it retested, but the main wave is saying it's still upward. So it looks like a strong pullback to the main wave, and it could bounce and go back up. But again, let the market settle. This is why I typically wait until around 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time before I actually look to take trades, just to make sure the market is settled out. Asian session is done, and then let's go and see what we have. Okay. All right, so on this one looks like the reason I took this is because simply you see the arrow. Okay, that's all it was, playing with this thing. If I go to the 4 hour time frame and I draw a horizontal line right here. Okay, so see it from there. Okay, see, all right. See the support levels right there. So it was just a play, just something to play with. No big position. I think that this thing is going to bounce from here, come up and tap, and then resume its way back down. That's what I'm assuming. But again, if I'm wrong, that's what my stop loss is for. So I do believe it's going to bounce off of this daily dot and my support. Boom, get up there. And if you want the daily dot, which shows your daily levels automatically, no matter what time frame you're on, that's in part of the signal service, along with the live sessions with Miss Jenny. As you can see, boom, see where that came? Boom, very, very accurate. Boom, 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 boom. Very, very nice. See, so when it hit on that daily level and the other matching supports, I said, okay, I don't mind taking a small position on this thing here, and let's see where it goes. I think it may bounce up and retrace to recoup some of these pips that it lost, because from this arrow down to here, it lost almost 300 pips, so it needs a breather. So I'm just taking a little quickie up here. And I didn't put this out again because this is a risky trade, so I didn't put it out on you guys. We do have 4 trades open and still running for you guys, so that's good enough for you guys on the copycat. And I don't like taking extra risky trades for you guys on your portfolio. But on this one, I said, okay, I think you can bounce back and take a breather. So if it does, I'll capture 83 pips on this trade. If not, then, and if it continues to go down, it'll hit my stop and I'll just be out. Okay, and I am risking on this trade 53 for 83. Okay, 30 pip difference. But I'm up 13 pips as of now. But hopefully the thing, the market open up, and if it shoots up even up to here, I'm going to take that money and run. All right, let's keep going. All right, so here, let's go back to the 4 hour time frame. Now, this is one of those that I find interesting. This is sitting on the daily dot again, sitting on support. And it has done a significant pullback. But as you can see, every time it comes and sits here, it bounces right back up for a buy. So that's what I think this may do. Let's check it out on the Ocean Wave 1 hour. So this is like an accordion. This is one of those where I wouldn't worry about it. Now we do see a breakthrough right here, but because it's leaping and jumping around, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it goes. Just wait for the market to settle before you jump in on this one, okay? Because if it breaks through this level, then that means this thing has got way more further room to go down. But right here, I see this square, huge spongy bob square, and that's where that little chop box come in. And so since this is an uptrend, it could be sitting in a huge and bullish rectangle is what they call it. Get that bullish rectangle. So it could look like a huge bullish rectangle, and it could bounce from here, come up and break up, and then come up and retest this area. But who knows? We'll see. All right, let's keep going. This one is definitely in the downtrend. You can see it. Wait for a pullback, a strong pullback. That's why I say wait. It could come up and test this or even to here. And if so, then you smack it on the way down. Okay. Same thing here. This one bounced off that daily dot, off support, and you can see it stopping here. I still would wait because it could come up a little bit more. But either way it goes, this is definitely in the downtrend, so I will be expecting this one for a downtrend. So for me personally, if you got the scanner, I would wait and simply go for anything that has a down arrow, not an up arrow on this one. If you have the Simplicity scanner, if you have the Ocean Wave, then basically let's go here to Euro AUD. And you can clearly see this is in the downtrend. All right, let's go to the 1 hour. We don't have the arrow yet. I will wait for it to pull back and wait for the arrow on the 1 hour, just for sure confirmation, because this thing has ran and we make a lot of money. So therefore, this is where I would wait for an arrow on the 1 hour and go from there. Okay. Your Swiss, I don't really like playing with those right now. This is another one that's really nice looking. See that? It's already crossed under. There you go. Okay, that's a definite downtrend. I would only, if you're on Simplicity with the arrows, wait for a sell arrow on this one. Don't go for buys. Wait for a sell arrow. Okay, that's what I would do. Yeah, definitely. I'll be selling this one. All right, let's keep going. The ECAD. This one I'm looking for a sell arrow as well. See, it's in the downtrend now. Okay, did a huge pullback. See that bounce off of that daily dot. The supply and demand zone is here. Demand zone was here, hit off support, so I'm expecting a down. So I will be selling this thing, waiting for it. That was a nice move though. See right here, stopped out right there. I'll be looking for sell arrows. As soon as that sell arrow come in, I'm hopping in on that. Okay. For time's sake, I'm gonna scoot through some of these. This one, same thing. It's in the downtrend, did a strong pullback, so I'm gonna wait for a sell arrow. Okay. This one may pull back down and retest the bottom before going back up. That's GU. GN is definitely in that downtrend now, this strong candle push. And of course, there will be a retrace. Again, I'm going to wait until later on this evening using patience, but this one would be a definite downtrend. Let's check this one on the Ocean Wave. And that's GN. And there we go. Told you. Yeah, definite sell. Sell. Okay. Wait for it to pull. Wait for the agent session to get done manipulating it, and then sell. That's what I'll be doing with that. Same thing with this one. Okay. Let's take a look at these. This one, I don't know. This one could go back up and pull up a little bit more, but either way it goes, I'm not really a fan of it. Let's check it on this one here. And it's still saying the same thing. See how it's curving back up? I'm sorry, let me move this line. As you can see, here is the line, and it did a breakthrough to the downside. But as for me, sell still. I will wait for that arrow on the 1 hour and sell. See that? Sell it. I'm a seller. So it looks like on the G pairs, I will be a seller this week. Let's take a look at this. Nothing much there. This one here, this is one where I'm still holding my position. I did have this for you guys, but again, it started acting weird because it was low liquidity last week because of the holiday hangover from New Year's. And because of that, not a lot of liquidity. And so I did get in and hold my position from the initial arrow where I got it right there. So that's where the 16 pips is coming in at. But this thing, I'm hoping that it'll break through and then create a new level of support, which create a lower high. And if it does that, then we'll probably get back in on this one and ride it to the sunset. All right. And this one here, I believe with this shape right here, this is a, what do they call this shape? Symmetrical triangle or bullish rectangle or something. They call it something. They got all these different names, but here's what I'm seeing right here. I'll just mark it up and you guys can see what I'm seeing. Right there. Symmetrical triangle, whatever. So I think this is going to break through and do a pop-up and retest this level right here. So if it was me personally, you guys, I would not try to sell this. I will be a buyer and I'll put my stop right below here. This is where I will put my stop loss right there. right there. That is where I will put my stop and wait for this thing to pop. So if it was to open up and that stayed at this price, that's 54 pips for an exchange for 54. So like a 1-to-1 risk ratio, if it's worth it to you. Me personally, I wouldn't worry about it, but that's what I'm seeing. But I wouldn't be selling this. I will wait until it retests back up and then go from there. Okay. Right here, this has created a slant pattern, which I told you guys slant patterns always pop up. So it's sitting on support right here. So we'll see how this plays out. That's the support level. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Support is right there. Okay, so it could continue, but I would not be a seller. It's created a slant pattern. Slant patterns always pop up, but typically always pop up. Okay, so no matter what, see, slant, pop up, slant, pop up. Okay, always does the same thing, even small ones. Slant, pop up, slant, pop up. Told you guys this forever. Slant, pop up, slant, pop up. So when I see these hard slant patterns, slant, go sideways and popped up. So when I see these hard slants, I'm not going to continue to be a seller. It doesn't mean it can't go down. It could. But me personally, I'm only going to be looking for buys on this one here. Let's take a look at this on the ocean wave and see what we're seeing here on the 1 hour. Same thing like I told you. 30 minutes telling you the same thing. That's still above the main wave. So again, I will be looking for buy opportunities on this one myself. Okay. And that's the good part about having an ocean wave as well, because it kind of helps you to know, okay, where are we on the trend? Go to the ocean wave on the 30-minute or 1 hour, and it will really help you to know, okay, this is just a pullback. And so don't fall for the okie doke. Okay. All right. So, and it helps you to stay on the right side of the trend. Okay. All right. Last but not least, we're looking at UCAT. UCAT, I don't really see anything tasty about this thing. I see this crown up here. But again, I don't like anything that I'm seeing on this one yet. So when it's in this box pattern, it could do a breakout to the upside. See that little chop box? And it's already in the uptrend. So that means this thing could do a breakout to the upside instead. You know, it may pull back and then break out. We don't know. So these chop boxes, I don't like to fool with them. I would leave them alone. Let's tell you, see what Ocean is talking about. I'm pretty sure Ocean Wave is in agreement with me on this one. Go to the 1 hour, and there you go. See, just nothing. It's really not worth the risk. It's in a sideways choppy pattern, and so therefore, but it's still saying that it's good. It looking like it can go up. So if anything, I would just leave this one alone. Okay. All right, you guys. Outside of that, if you have any questions, just let's meet up on Wednesday, because that'll be our first new class. Make sure to bring questions, and we can do a better analysis once the market is open with full liquidity. Or in other words, the banks and institutions will be back in the market on Wednesday this week. Actually, starting tomorrow, the banks and institutions will be off a holiday session, and they'll be coming back in, and then we can really see what the market's going to be doing, and we go from there for our brand new 2025 new year. All right, you guys, talk to you soon.